Hi students, welcome to RYT channel. In this video, I am going to explain you about the process of PGCET as a flow chart. By seeing this video, you will get to know all the steps involved in this entire PGCET process, right from you submitting your application online to finally getting admission to your college. Okay, let us have a look. The first step is that you will go to online and you will submit your online application. That is the first step, which I'm sure most of you have done already because the date is over. So first step is submitting the application online. Then what you do is you will go to the bank and pay the fees. After fees payment in the bank, you have to again go back online and print your final application. This is the first step. You need to do this first. Then comes your examination, which is scheduled on the in the month of August. So before at least 10 days, in between 10 to 15 days, you will get your hall ticket. Okay, so make sure before the examination, 10 to 15 days before, you will get the admission ticket. You need to download the admission ticket, in which that examination center, everything on timing, all the details will be mentioned, and you have to attend the examination. Okay, this is not online examination, this is going to be offline examination, pen and paper examination for this PGCET. Then after that, you will get the result within say 3 to 4 weeks. You will get the results. Once you get the result, you have to take a print out of the result, which is very important. You have to take the print out of the result and keep it for your future reference. Then next step is very important, which is time consuming, which you have to plan it in advance. That is document verification. In this document verification, you have to prepare a list of documents, which in the list I will show you the list of documents in the second slide. So you have to prepare all those documents. Original one set you have to keep, plus you need to make Xerox 2 sets, and you have to get them attested by any gazetted officer. What do you mean by attested by a gazetted officer? Means you can get a signature who puts green signature. For example, any government high school headmaster, tahsildar, BEO, or medical health officer. These are some of the examples. They are called as gazetted officers who will put signature on in the using the green ink. You have to get signatures from them on 2 set of Xerox copies. Okay, that is document verification. Once you go to document verification, you will take all these documents. You will visit a nearest nodal center. For example, for Tumkur district, Tumkur will be the center, and in Bangalore there are many nodal centers. In Mysore also there are centers. Like that, what you will do is you will take all your documents, you will visit the nodal center, and you will get they will give you something called a secret key. Once you come back, then important is option entry. You have to go online again and you have to do the option entry. What is option entry? In option entry, you're basically selecting the choice, which college you want, what type of MBA, whether you want full-time MBA or part-time MBA. Like this, you will go and select your college. This option entry will take some time, because you have to understand it. There will be first round of option entry, there will be trial round of option entry. Then if you're not satisfied, you can go to second round of option entry. Then there will be final round. Sometimes if there is time, then they will go for final another round of option entry also. Okay, so you need to be very cautious in option entry, because that is where your final college will be selected. You need to be very careful on that. Okay, in upcoming videos I will explain complete details on how to do option entry also. Okay, so option entry to enter your choice of college. Then at the end, once you are happy with the college you have got, you need to download that. You need to first say confirmation of the option entry, then download the admission order, and there will be some fees for that. You have to go and pay the fees in bank. Once you pay the fees in bank, then they will give you back the challan. You have to carry the admission order and that fees challan, and visit the college which you have selected and get the admission done. This is the entire process. I'll just quickly repeat. First step was online application, which is already done. Then next will be you have to wait for the examination, download the hall ticket and write the examination. Then you will get the result, take the printout of the result. Then document verification, prepare all those documents, original one set plus Xerox 2 sets, and get them attested by any gazetted officer. Then option entry, enter your choice of college, and you have to enter many colleges here. You have to enter a lot of options according to your choice. Then there will be one college allotted to you. After that, if you are happy, you will go ahead and download the admission order, pay the fees in the bank, and visit the college and get the admission. This is the entire process of PGCET. As of now, we are still in the first phase where online application is over. We are waiting for the exam. Okay. So in the next one, if you see, in this slide, you can see the documents to be produced. Which are the documents to be produced for this PGCET? First thing is SSLC marks card. Your SSLC marks card or 10th standard, very very important for all your future careers. So you have to keep your 10th standard marks card. Next is second PUC marks card or 12th marks card. Then it is qualifying examination. QE means qualifying examination marks card of the candidate. What do we mean by this? Qualifying examination for MBA is your degree, your graduation, whether you are a BCom student, BBM, BSc, BE, BA, or any other degree. So the degree student is degree examination is called as qualifying examination for this PGCET. So you should have all the marks cards of your degree. For example, right from first semester till last semester, all marks cards should be with you. Okay. There will be some schemes for semester. There may be in some university it is annual. So you should have all 3 years marks card or all 4 years depending on your studies. Okay. And one more thing important is sometimes what happens, for example, final year exam you're going to write now, you will not have the marks card still. But by the time of counseling, you will get the results, degree results. You should have that online printout and then get a seal and signature of your principal from the college. For example, this year because of the lockdown, exams are still not over. By the time of that PGCET selection, exams would be over, and also you would have got the result as well. You can take that online printout, keep it with you, and get a seal signature of your college principal. That is very very important. Keep a note of it. Then it is candidate study certificate. You have to take study certificate right from first standard. It is very very important. So you have to take study certificate from the first standard, whichever school you have studied. First standard till PUC you have to take. Actually mandatory is first 1 to 10th, but I suggest, just to be on safer side, take from first standard till PUC. For example, first standard till high school you have studied in one school, you can take only one certificate. That's more than enough. It will be available in any nearest book centers, study certificate format. For example, you have studied in first standard to 10th standard only one school, you will take one study certificate form. You will get it filled in your school. They will write your admission number, admission year, till when you have studied, from which standard to which standard you have studied. They will mention all those details. And once you get your headmaster or headmistress signature from the school, you have to carry this study certificate to the nearest, I mean that schools, whichever taluk it is, that block education officer, BEO office. You have to go and get the green signature of the BEO also. Then only the study certificate will be valid. So if it is only one school from 1 to 10th, you have to go to only one school. If you have studied, for example, first standard to 7th standard in one school and high school in another school, then you have to take 2 study certificates. From first standard to 7th standard, one study certificate, then again 8th, 9th, 10th, one study certificate. So from 2 different schools means 2 different study certificates you have to take, get the signature from the HM, and go to BO office, take those both study certificate, get the signature from the BO office also. That is very very important. If you have studied 4 or 5 schools, then you have to take 4 or 5 study certificates. It is mandatory. Without study certificate, your document process will not be will not be completed. Okay, so you need to be very cautious on this. Okay, for the PUC, whichever college you have studied, go and take the study certificate done from the principal of the college. Then you have to visit DDPI office, Deputy Director of Public Instructions, which will be at the district level. For example, for Tumkur students it will be in Tumkur, for Mysore student it will be in Mysore only. Okay, you need to go and get the signature from the DDPI. So I repeat, study certificate for first standard to 10th standard, you have to get it done from your school and then go to BO office and get the green signature. Study certificate for PUC, you have to get it from your college, signature from the principal of the college, then go to DDPI office, which will be at district level, and go and get the signature. These things you need to do for study certificate. Next, if you are claiming any reservation benefits, for example, you are applying for any caste reservation, OBC quota is there, general OBC is there, SC ST is there, category 1 is there, 2B 3B, like that we have so many reservations. So if you want to claim any reservation benefit, you should have your caste cum income certificate issued by Tahsildar, that is from the Taluk office. So you should have that, and it should be valid, it should not be outdated, it should be valid certificate that you need to keep. Okay, one more thing important here is for the degree marks cards, those who have already completed the degree, if they have convocation, that is important, they can keep it. For those who are writing the final exams now, they will not have convocation available with them. What they should do is, after their exams, when they get the result, they should visit the college and get the provisional degree certificate, which is very very important. Why I am telling you important is, one of our student previous years, first time they did not pay attention to the documents, they wrote the exam, they got the results well, but when they went for the document verification, they did not have this PDC, provisional degree certificate, so they were sent back. Okay, so be very careful, you need to have the provisional degree certificate once you've done the, once you got the result. Okay, I hope you will have all these documents ready with you except your study certificate. So what you should do, right now itself you can go to your schools and colleges wherever you study, get the study certificate, and now itself you can do that. Okay, fine. I hope this video was helpful to you. This video is brought to you by RYT, Recharge Your Talent. Okay. If you like this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel as well. Okay, thank you so much and wish you all the best.